Okay, so while we do that, I would love to know those that were here yesterday, what stood out for you? Yesterday we worked on okay, let me just do a bit of recap. On the first day, we did an audit of what tax you usually do every week, and then the ones that were candidates for AI to pick up. Then on the second day, we looked at the regular documents we usually work on in the office, in your business. And we said you could create your reports or proposals, using pieces of information here and there. It could be photos, it could be raw data on Excel, it could be, something you scribbled on your journal, minutes of a meeting, and so on. So those were the things we looked at. And we used an example of creating a report for this particular challenge. Then on the third day yesterday, we worked on creating, revising your, not creating, revising your CV or your LinkedIn. That's why we asked the question, how many of us had revised our LinkedIn in some time? And, in fact, some people said they didn't know the last time they revised their CVs or LinkedIn. So that was a good exercise just to keep things fresh. It's 2026. I'm sure between the last time you revised it and now, you've done a lot of things, apart from the things that you did at the time when you worked on it. So it's a good time to take some time out, and touch your documentation, your personal documentation. So today we'll be taking a look at our pitch deck, creating a pitch deck. Maybe you want to pitch to a group of people, putting it together. Sometimes writing some of these things can really stop people in their tracks, but then we want to encourage you. You can use AI to write those things as your first draft. And of course, like we said, you keep revising it till you get it, to the level that you wish to. So today, that is what our focus would be. But before then, let me take a look at those on the call. Bolu, Boluwatife, I hope I got your name well, from Ogbomosho or your state. Welcome to the call. Toyin from Abuja, first time in the live class. Oh, but I've listened to the 1 to 3 recordings. Okay, and you're working on your tax. That is great. That's the mindset. So wherever you start from, like we have this adage in the Igbo land in Nigeria that says, anytime you wake up is your morning. We did a lot of great things on the challenge, and we still have more, So tomorrow is day 5 and the final day. We'll be talking about where would you make money out from, in using AI. So we'll take a look at writing some of your marketing stuff, from your landing page copies to your social copies, to even answering objections that customers may give you and stuff like that. So that will be what we'll round up with tomorrow. So I'll just quickly go into it. Let me expand this slide. If you know someone that is supposed to be on the call, and maybe for some reason they are not here yet, please do remind them to join the call. Thank you. So let's head in. I think we've done all of this. So I'm just heading into day 4. And it's just for a few minutes. So we'll all get this material when we are done tomorrow. And I think it will be a good thing to, go through it all over again and, see what you get. But as for the group, I think I saw someone ask whether the group will be open. The group will be open, all through the month of August, but the accountability part of it will not be there. So we'll leave the group open. We're not shutting the group down. So you can go through the resources that are already shared. Yeah, so today is day 4. and we're looking at creating a client-facing asset, something that you can, sell tomorrow. It could be, for me, I'm doing a deck, a pitch deck. Yours could be a training outline. It could be an offer page for something you want to sell. And even if you don't have something to sell, think about something that you usually use in communicating to your clients, and take a look at making one. A lot of us do not have portfolios. You can take a look at making your portfolio, with today's tax. So welcome once again to the call. Just because we know people joined at different points in time. Again, these are some of the tools we are using, a few of them. So ChatGPT from OpenAI is a powerful language model for helping you with writing, research, and ideation. So those are the things that it would help you with. You can use it to generate high quality content, reports, communication with ease. And ChatGPT keeps improving themselves. I think their latest model, let me check my app. And one good thing, please make sure you put the apps on your phone. I think most people use their phones on the go, so use the app on your phone, download it from the App Store. It would really, really help you a whole lot. Okay. So for ChatGPT, I think they have so many models. I've lost count, but whichever model is the default is their latest and it really works. So I think most people are so used to it. You can use it to engage in interactive Q&A. You could keep asking questions for problem solving and brainstorming. So you find that some of the prompts we've been using has been, prompts that help us get the LLM, the AI tool, to ask you questions. So those are the things. Then we have Anthropic's Claude. Claude writes like a human. It's a versatile tool. You could use it for your tax management and productivity. By the way, if this was your first time of being introduced to Claude, please can you put a Claude in the chat area? Just write Claude in the chat area. Let's see all the people that just heard about Claude for the first time. Then engage, it helps you to engage in interactive conversations for personalized assistance. When you come into, we have a cohort, where we talk about things in depth and it's really hands-on. It starts on August the 15th. We'll talk more about it tomorrow on the last day, on Tuesday. So when we go into these tools, we don't just rush in and start using them. Why we started using them in the challenge is so that we wanted you to have 5 useful things that you even create out of AI, and then when you come into the cohort is not for everyone, it's optional, but it's so good that you will be so glad you did. If you're really serious about up-leveling how you produce things, how quickly you're working, how you're augmenting your intelligence with artificial intelligence, then it's the cohort for you. So in there, we'll look at setting up Claude correctly, ChatGPT correctly, and so on. So this would help read and analyze and summarize uploaded files. It can read 400 pages, 600 pages, and summarize that for you. Then we have Perplexity AI. So Perplexity is like our search engine, our AI search engine. So this model analyzes data, generates reports, and can answer domain-specific questions. So you can use it again. I use it a lot to research. So imagine you're doing market research for a specific purpose. This is your tool of choice. Because why do we refer to Perplexity a lot? Because it can give you factual current data. So it's searching live data to pull out facts, for you, especially if you're researching. It's an important place, to be. Then we also, opened up Manos to us in the team. In the challenge, Manos is not just an LLM, is an agent. So when you hear what is an AI agent, it moves from just answering your prompts to actually doing the work for you. So we talk about that as well in the cohort. So we'll move from, oh, we sent a prompt, we got a result, to it executing end to end things that that totally you can hand it off to AI. So it operates in a cloud-based sandbox. It has its own browser and file system, and independently it can do multiple steps of different tasks, from doing your market research. Okay, someone wants to join. From doing your market research to, yeah, to writing code, to building functional web apps. In fact, if you wanted to build you a website in 20 minutes, 1 hour, it's done completely. You can use it to manage operational digital tasks, just like you would hire a human being. Like a lot of us have virtual assistants, so Manos can become your virtual assistant. So that's why we suggested Manos to us. Now, if this was also your first time of learning and hearing about Manos, please type a Manos in the chat area. And if you did not get access to the free credits on my own Manos account, because I'm referring us to Manos, and when you join with my own link, you can actually get like 300 credits. Please pick the link. It's actually there. Okay, Toyin says it's her first time of hearing about Manos. Manos is a great guy. It does so well, honestly. It can do things that, nobody will even guess it was AI that did it. So it does so well. If you've never researched Manos up until this point, that is your homework from day 4 of this challenge. Okay, so let's head over to today's task. So what's our challenge today? We're looking at creating a client-facing asset. And this asset is, for me, a pitch deck. And for you, it could be anything. Think about the things that you really want to show a client to convert them. So that's what we'll be building. So tools, ChatGPT and Claude, of course, they are our normal go-to tools. I'll be using Claude in my example. Gemini, if maybe you need to build Google Slides, from what you're doing, from the pitch deck you're creating, yes, you can make your slides. Claude can also make your slides and design it properly. ChatGPT can help you with the content of your slides, and then you can move it into either your Claude to automatically generate that, or your Manos. Manos also makes great slides. So it's best for handling. Manos can handle the whole task. It can research, it can assemble the asset for you, every single thing. Then there is Abacus AI. The last one we shared with you also in the group is an all-in-one agent, and it has all of these tools inside. So you can find your ChatGPT, you can find different models of Claude, you can find your Gemini, and so on and so forth. So it's like a mall where everything is sold, so that's Abacus AI. So please make sure you look at the Abacus link in the group, and use it. So now is copy and paste prompts. You can take a screenshot. This is day 4. Someone can please help us drop this in the group. The group is open. Please, someone screenshot, drop the prompt for today in the group. So this one says the assets that is going to be client facing. You're a positioning strategist. I want to make an asset. So you pick the asset. If it's not in here, if it's your portfolio or something, please add that to the prompt. I sell, you tell it what you sell. Exact buyers, you put who your buyers are, their title, the industry they are in, the city where they live in. So why are we putting all of this information? So that it has context and does not write what will not, like we'll say in Nigeria, gel with your audience. So you want to make sure it's, it's vibing with your audience. So their problem in their words, you describe the client's problem. Ask me 6 questions, then build it in this order. problem, why it persists, the answer, how it works, proof, price, one next step, and then lead with their problem, not with me. So that is the main prompt for today. Then the second prompt sharpens what we have there. So this second prompt would run after you've completed the 6 questions that this first prompt would ask you. So this second prompt says, my problem statement is too general. Rewrite it so that is when you see the output. If it sounds general, use prompt 2. Rewrite it so that the buyer, you describe the buyer, thinks this person has been inside my organization. Then name the exact moment the pain is felt, maybe in a meeting up with a deadline, maybe a specific time of the month, 2 to 3 sentences. So that will sharpen your output from prompt 1. I hope that is clear. Is it clear so far? Is it clear so far?
It looks okay, but you can go over it one more time, please.
Okay.
Maybe one more time.
Okay. So let me go through it one more time. So these prompts are templates, remember. So we're just trying to use it for the client-facing assets. So first of all, I would love to ask, what would you like to create in day 4? Will it be a pitch deck, a training outline, a portfolio, an offer page? Maybe you want to make an offer page on, let's say, your social media, like it could be LinkedIn, you're offering something. It could be your website, and all of that. Who wants to tell us what they want to make? I think when you understand what you want to make, then today's activity will be clearer to you. Okay, Joseph says, Bemisola says Manos, that's the first time. Okay. Joseph says, I attempted to play with Manos a while back and created my parents' 50 marriage celebration. Wow, 50. That's interesting. Invitation card with full program and confirmation was a good, yes, it does so well. Fire says a pitch deck to an investor. So that's beautiful. Sometimes we have these things that we're supposed to do, but because if you hand it to someone, you keep revising the work, so you end up not doing it. So this is an attempt to doing that particular thing. So who else has something that they want to build? Just say, what would you want to build today? Alero, welcome. I didn't notice you were in here. Osoro, welcome. Bemisola, what would you want to build? Shegun, Toyin, Emeka, welcome to the call. What would you want to build? I want to see our reactions first, and then I'll go through it again so that it's clear. Portfolio, beautiful. Because I'm sure if we ask 100 people in a room, how many of you have a portfolio? You may find out that just 10% have their portfolio. So that's a good, it's a good thing to build with today's example. Okay, more reactions. Toyin says a pitch deck for grant application, beautiful. Bemisola says my portfolio, that is fine. Okay, so we'll keep going. So I'll just revise that very quickly, and we'll head over to Claude to see what I have already worked on. So this one says you're a positioning strategist. So we are naming what is going to do. Another way to do this is you're stating exactly what you want it to do. You may not necessarily name it what it's coming to do, like a job role, but this is also good practice. So you can name what is coming to do so that, it won't be thinking far and wide. So the assets for your client-facing work could be, like we've said, portfolio, a deck, and all of that. I sell, you put what you sell. So that means you need to be really clear. What do I sell? What am I selling in this particular information? If it's your portfolio, you're selling your skills, so you need to write out which top skill you're highlighting. You can highlight 2 to 3 skills in a portfolio, but not so many, such that the client is now wondering which one to choose from. Then exact buyer, you put who the buyer is. So for instance, if you sell website development, I'm using that as an example, your exact buyer could be a marketer in a real estate industry in Lagos, Nigeria, or in Kinshasa, or in Rwanda, somewhere in Rwanda, or somewhere in New York, and all of that. Their problem in their words, you describe it. They usually, for instance, the real estate people, they usually talk to people through social media. They don't have a place they can call their own, so that's one. Then ask me 6 questions about what I want to create, the portfolio. Then build it in this order, the problem. So you put all of these in, and then it starts asking you questions about what their problem is, why does it persist, the answer, how it works, proof, price, and the next step. So always lead with their problem, not with me. So that's what this asset is talking about, what you're showing a client to convert them. Okay. And we said when your output is out, go to prompt 2 if it's not sharp enough. If the problem statement is general, use this prompt, rewrite it so that the person thinks, oh, this person really knows what I'm going through. So that's what today's prompt was all about. I hope it's clearer now. I know these things can be abstract. I know it can be abstract. Is it clearer now? If it is, please give a thumbs up in the chat area. Thank you. Is it clearer now, what we're trying to build? Okay. Joseph says it's clearer. Nelson, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ma. So sorry, I'm coming in late.
No,
I
no
missed the
problem.
schedule.
No problem. You watch the replay and catch it up from where you may have missed. Okay, so
Okay,
we're now
thank you.
heading, yes, we're now heading into our Claude. So we use Claude for this example. So I'll just head into Claude. So I told Claude for day 4 in the challenge. Now, this depends on you and what you're doing, but this was my approach. For day 4 in the challenge, I want to create a client pitch deck for AI literacy webinar for associations in Nigeria. Ask me 4 questions that can help me navigate teaching them this thing practically. So these are 4 questions. Which association? So you see, it's asking me questions to build context. Now, when we see AI hallucinating is when there was no context given. It will just invent something and give you. But if you really take your time and go this route, you'll find the types of results that you can share. So it's asked the association type. The second question, the workflow their members lose the most hours to right now. And I started mentioning the answers. I sent in the questions, with an idea of what I wanted to build. Who signs off when they get communication? What should members walk away with or be able to do at the end? And all of that. So by the time those answers were sent in here, I took time to type what it asked. In fact, you can also use your audio. This is the audio functionality. So once you press it down, I can't do that now because, I'm already on a call on my, yes, I can't do that now because I'm already using the microphone on this call, but you can dictate to it, some of those things when it asks you the question so that it's fast for you. So by the time I gave it that answer, it now knew who I was writing to, the pitch deck, and the things I would want in it. It now told me it was going to make a 10-slide problem first pitch deck aimed at that association. So it said it will put a cover, the problem, why it persists, what you propose, the outcome, how the hours will run, what it takes, why they need it and why they need it now, who will deliver it, and the acts. So have you seen, in a very quick way, I was able to get something. And like I told you, this is your first draft. Now, if you're working with your team, you now have something to brainstorm with, fine tune, and then present it to that organization. So that is loading. Let's see what our output looks like. It's a bit slow. Unusually slow, but let's see. I think because it's a PowerPoint, so it's loading it up. It's unusually slow. Okay, let me retry that. So sometimes when it's actually like deeper work that you're giving it, not just, a prompt and some answers, it may take a bit of time, to release the output to you because it's working in the background. So let's see if that comes out. If it doesn't, I will take a screenshot of it and, send to us. But in the meanwhile, since we're on the call, who is trying this out? Who is going to try this out? Let me put the prompts. I think I should put the prompts in the chat area so that it's easy for you to locate. So you can pick that up, prompt 1, asset. Then the prompt 2, I'm dropping that as well. So please pick the prompts for day 4. Please, someone should post it into the group for us. I think that would help others that maybe for some reason they are not in here. Okay, so I've dropped both. Let me still do a refresh and see if our Claude works. So any question, is this clear so far? So that's what the task for today, the focus for today's task is really all about. Question time. Claude is dragging.
I'm afraid to ask question right now.
Yes, you can ask. Okay, because you just arrived.
I
But
just
you can
arrived,
ask
yes,
any
so
question. Yes.
okay, somebody did raise their hand. Sorry, I didn't raise my hand. Also, so the Claude is most effective for PowerPoint creation, right?
Yes, it's good. It's very good for PowerPoints because you can even describe the type of PowerPoint you want, how you want it to look and all of that, and it will do all of that on your behalf. So Claude is a good alternative. Do you have a Claude account?
No, not yet. I don't have a Claude account.
Okay. Okay, so please add that to your list of tasks.
Okay.
Toyin, yes, Toyin, you have a question? You're muted.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I do. Thank you, Madam.
Okay.
God bless you. It's been really, really educating. I have a question, but it's not for today's
Okay.
class. Today's class is totally clear. It's as regards to yesterday's class, the CV. I noticed it was for like a one-pager. Is it possible to do that same step for my full CV?
Yes, no, it's not for one page. Thank God you asked the question. So what you do is for each section of your CV, especially the experience part, okay? The experience part. So you need to, work on it and make it like have more actionable things, not just the roles you played. Fire, I'll come to your question. Not just the roles you played, and then you can also use it to rewrite your skills section. You can use it to rewrite schools you attended, and all of that. So just make it ask you questions. That's why we said 8 separate questions, for clarity, so that you can just fill out all the other sections. And CVs these days are not supposed to be that lengthy. 2 pages is fine. Okay.
Okay.
I hope
Okay.
that
But I can
answered you.
attach. Yeah, but can I attach the old one as a document so it gives the Claude like history or idea of what the CV is all about?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. But then for CVs, there are specific prompts for CVs, that makes it applicant tracking system, compliant. What you would do is tell it that it should act as an ATS applicant tracking system optimized CV writer, and that it should ask you questions based on your CV that you've attached in there. And then that should lead you through that process and it will give you the right results. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, but I didn't get the African something.
ATS. It knows what it means. The tool knows what it means, yes. So it's applicant tracking system that it should act as a CV writer for applicant tracking system optimized, CV documents. And then you attach your CV and make it questions. It will do that you easily. But make sure your CV is not more than 2 pages. Fire, you can go ahead and ask.
Thank you very much, Dr. Junwa. This is really, really so mind-blowing. So I have paid for the mall, the LLM mall. But I guess my mistake was I just used my personal email. So my question is, how do you do it such that maybe your team can use it? Or is it possible to have multi-user accounts? Because, in an organization, it's not only one person that will use AI. That's my question. Thanks.
Yeah. Your question is tough, Fire. I think they have a team. They have a team, what's it called? They have a team, how would I call it? Cyber, package. Okay. But what I would say is you can share your login with You can use a no password sharing tool. Just give them a link. You may need to research that a bit. What's the name of this tool? There's a tool for, giving people access to, for instance, if it was Canva and all of that, you can just make a link for them and be able to share that link. So they don't need to log in with your username and password. They don't need to know what that actually means, okay? So I think that's what you're looking for. But I'll look into Abacus and see if there is a team share thing that I can screenshot for you. I think I have another question. Amaka, welcome. Thank you for being here. Emeka, you have a question.
Thank you. Sorry I was late. I was stuck in another meeting.
No problem. We know it can be like that. Okay, so yeah, Emeka, go ahead. You have a question.
All right. So good evening. Yes. So I just wanted to find out about the ATS, right? So for instance, if you have a job description that you want to write a CV for and you want it to be ATS compliant, right? So I just want to find out if that AI tool, like if you copy that job description into the tool and you tell it to,
okay, do you know what I'll do to make this CV issue calm down? Because we have a resource for specific, you using it specifically to build out your CV, because you may not just want to do a random thing, with the AI, so that it doesn't hallucinate. So I'll put that link for ATS CVs inside the group. I think that thing should be on Seller. I'll find the link. It's something below 5,000 naira, so you can just take a look at it, use the instructions and rewrite your CV so that you're getting the right thing. So that's what I will just add there. All right, so let's see. I don't know, my Claude decides to, make us wait. I hope it did something. If it didn't, anyway, like I said, I will screenshot what it has done and give you. One other thing is that sometimes there's a lot of usage on these tools, especially at such times like now. A lot of people may just be using it to work on their documents, and there could be a bit of lag, in all of this. But once I get that out, that will be it. So that's our task for today. So I'll be pausing here. I don't want it to be lengthier than 30 minutes. And I think we did more than 30 minutes. So thank you for participating. The group is open, day 3 tax, and please do start your day 4 tax. Thank you.